Okay, what is going on, everyone? Let's get straight into this mindset module. I'm Daniel Terry. I've done multi six figures drop shipping, organic drop shipping as a 16-year-old, all while in school as well. But now I'm a high school dropout, and basically, I'm going to be teaching you how to achieve what I've achieved. And the best way to actually achieve your goal is to learn from someone who's achieved what you've achieved. Mindset module is to reshape your beliefs and identity to make yourself believe you can do anything you want. Business is 99% mindset. You could take away all my dropshipping skills, but with the mindset I have, I could learn something new within 3 months and be back to 20K a month. If you took away my mindset skills and all I knew was dropshipping, then after that got taken away from me, I wouldn't know how to do shit. I probably would cry and give up. So that's why you need to have an iron will mindset. And here's how. I'm going to show you guys everything. My goal is to help you achieve anything you want through learning everything I know about the mind. You will come out of this mindset course with a whole new outlook on life. You will learn everything from the foundations of success all the way to reprogramming your mind. I recommend you take notes and most of all, take action. Actually try the things I recommend. Otherwise, if you don't, it's literally all a waste of time. And you'll forget most of the things in this module. I promise to do my best at helping you understand this, and I will try not to overcomplicate it. Enjoy, guys. Okay, the foundations of success. Belief. Your environment. Your mind doesn't know what's true or not. We have been influenced by our environment and conditions to believe everything we know, by personal experience or external influence. Whether it's the things we see, hear, or feel, everything we encounter shapes the way we perceive reality. External influences shape us. For example, you believe that working a 9-to-5 job is the only path to financial stability because that's what you've been told your whole life. Similarly, you might believe that making money online is only for a select few, or that it's too hard to succeed without years of experience. But in reality, you don't know for sure. You've never truly stepped into that world yourself. You've accepted these external beliefs as facts without questioning or experiencing them firsthand. So this whole idea is that our mind is like a sponge, especially when we're children. So basically, think of it, ever since you're a baby, everything your parents say till up to you're about 12 years old, you just believe everything they say. If they say money's hard to come by, you're going to believe that. If they say eating meat is bad for you, you're going to believe that. But in reality, you don't know for sure. You've never truly tried to make money, so how do you know it's hard? You never truly stepped into that world yourself. You've just accepted the external beliefs. So think of it, what other beliefs have you accepted without actually realizing what they are or actually trying? Limiting beliefs, how other people define your reality. So in the same way as if your school teacher tells you you're not going to become successful unless you get good grades, unless you break that external belief by seeing it with your own eyes or doing it yourself, you're most likely going to keep on believing that. And if you don't have good grades and you believe this, then you're going to be limited to believe you're unsuccessful. This is what we call limiting beliefs. Projected on by other people, what we watch online, the music we listen to, everything that comes into us, our brain, can either be a limiting belief or a positive, enhancing belief. How do we actually break free from these so-called limiting beliefs? These limiting beliefs are what stop 90% of people from starting that business, talking to that girl, doing something they want to do but can't because they have been limited by their beliefs that they have been given to them by external influences since they were influential children. Most people think 10K a month is hard, but in reality, it's actually not that hard. Maybe it's not very easy, like it will be hard, but it's not as hard as most people think. People put a pedestal on 10K a month. And the reason you think it's hard is because you were told it is. You haven't met someone making 10K a month, and everyone around you is working a normal job making a lot less money than that. You are trapped in a collective reality that convinces you you are not capable of more. You are trapped in a reality where no one around you is abundant in money, abundant in success. So how then will you all of a sudden switch your mind to believing that success is abundant and money is abundant and it is everywhere? Well, you have to question your beliefs. Start questioning those beliefs. Ask yourself, why do I believe I can't make 10K a month? Where did that belief come from? Most likely it stems from influences you've had since childhood. These beliefs have become so ingrained that they feel like your reality, but they are just learned habits, not the truth of what you're truly capable of. Reframe your beliefs, go to the core of why you believe them, and realize the only reason is because of external influence, other people telling you you can't, and you taking that for a fact. In reality, they don't know shit. Force your mind to make empowering beliefs. You need to create a mental image of what you want and who you are and visualize it every day. We're going to come back to visualizing and how to do all that in the modules later on. Belief through action. You believe you can walk. Why? Why do you believe you can walk? Because you have done it as far as you can remember and you don't question it or put importance to it. When you go and stand up and walk, you don't put importance to it. You don't think, how am I going to walk? This is going to be hard. What if I can't walk? You just do it. You don't even think about it. If you can stand up and start walking, you can make 100K per month. What I mean by that is that if you put the same importance to making 100K per month, sure, there's going to be a lot more processes to it, but in the end, if you put the same importance to it, it's just going to be just as easy as walking. You just choose and you walk. You may not understand what I mean by this in the start, but I promise you guys, by the end of this whole course, you will have a pretty good understanding on what I mean by this. Start with a small one, build trust in your words, say you're going to get up at 5:30 a.m. and then actually do it. Obviously, you don't need to actually get up at 5:30 a.m. You could do something else, but this will help you build trust in your own words and install the concept of you setting yourself a goal and then actually going after it and achieving it. Build belief through action. Most people believe they can't run a marathon. Why the fuck not? The day I ran a marathon without training was the day I shattered most of my limits. Think of it. I ran a marathon without training. My friend Jason recently, if you watch one of my YouTube videos, you would see he ran a marathon as well with no training. Just imagine that. If you can run a marathon with no training, what else can you do? That's how I shattered my limiting beliefs. Think of it. Something like that. Everyone says, like, if you were to ask anyone, tell anyone, I'm going to run a marathon without training. Even Jason's dad, my friend Jason, he told his dad, and his dad said, you'll need at least a year of training to run a marathon without training. Not exactly that. He said you'll need a year of training to run a marathon. What do you know? 5 hours later, maybe a bit longer, he completed the marathon without any training. The furthest he'd ran was 3 kilometers in his entire life. The point is, he didn't take his dad's influence. His dad said that, and he could have taken that as a limiting belief. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe it's not possible. Or maybe I will need a year of training to do this. But he rejected that and then said for himself to go and test it. And then he shattered his limiting beliefs. Shifting your environment is one of the most important things to shattering your limiting beliefs. You have the power to change your environment. Surround yourself with like-minded people, challenge your beliefs with new knowledge, and expose yourself to success. And consume positive influences, podcasts, books, music. This will help you align your actions with your new empowering beliefs. Every limiting belief comes from somewhere, whether it's a person or a podcast or books or music, like I said. So if you're constantly listening to maybe music about sad music, saying, I'm depressed, I'm going to kill myself, I'm suicidal, then guess what you're going to end up feeling? You're going to end up feeling what the music is saying if you listen to it on a continuous basis. Whether it's you listen to music of maybe a rapper talking about how much money he's made and all the hard work he's put into making that money, you're going to start to listen to that more and more often, and you're going to start to think subconsciously, this guy says money's easy to come by. Maybe it is easy to come by, if you know what I mean by that. The point is, you have to align your environment to your set goal. If your set goal is to make 10K a month, then you're going to shift your environment to align with your goal. So you'll start listening to podcasts about money. You'll start reading books about money. You'll start listening to music that's more money related and goal related. You'll start to question the people around you who say money, you can't make 10K a month, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you start to ask yourself, how do they know? They've never tried it. They've also got limiting beliefs from other people. So they don't know themselves. Or maybe your parents or something do know because their whole life they've been conditioned to believe you need to work a 9 to 5 to make money, and you need to work really hard at a job for 50 years, 60 years till you reach your retirement, and then you're happy. But really, that's all they've known their whole life. So how would they know otherwise? And this is where we go on to definiteness of purpose. Definiteness of purpose, the starting point for all great achievements. Every single achievement, every single goal in human history always starts with a definite of purpose, a desire. But even before that, it starts with a thought. Everything starts with desire, but here's the key difference. Desire alone isn't enough. Desire is simply wishing, hoping, or dreaming about something without taking action. Desire equals wishing for something to happen. Intention equals deciding you will have it and taking action, no matter what. Desire stems from thought. What you think about shapes your desires, and this is why your environment is so crucial. Your environment influences your thoughts, which in turn, you shape your desires. To change what you desire, you must change what you think. And to change what you think, you need to alter your environment. Think about it, guys. Every influence in your life, every person around you, like I said before, the books, the podcasts, everything you listen to, all make you think. Your thoughts are all relative to what you input into your brain and what your thoughts lead to. Your thoughts lead to desire, and desires lead to intention, and intention leads to action. So this is why environment is super important, and this is why everyone should be careful of who they surround themselves with. It's like the famous quote, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's also a thing I like to talk about is show me your YouTube recommended feed and I'll be able to tell if you're going to be successful or not. So take a look at your YouTube recommended feed, see if there's any bullshit on there, like Mr. Beast, Kai Cenat, anything that's just wasting your time. YouTube's recommending you that for a reason, because that's the type of content you enjoy and you put into your mind. So change your environment, which then leads to changing your desire, which then leads to changing your actions, which then turns to your end result and your end goal. So let's be honest and be real with yourself. Do you want it bad enough? Because you're not going to get it unless you truly want it with all your heart and soul. You obviously want it somewhat. If you're watching this course, you want it somewhat. We'll see by the end of the course if you really want it. Because if you really want it and you really are keen to learn and you're keen to achieve your goals, you will watch this whole course and take notes and actually critically learn. The power of commitment. Reaching your goals isn't just about desiring success. It's about intending it. I achieved success because I didn't simply wish for it. I decided it was going to happen. I set a clear goal and then put every ounce of my energy, effort, and willpower into making it happen. I chose I was going to do it. I knew from the moment I started that eventually I would get there. It's just a matter of inputs and time, and eventually I will get there. When I reached 10K a month, it wasn't because I wanted it casually. It was because I wanted it more than anything else. I didn't prioritize anything above that goal. No distractions, no excuses. I didn't want to party more than I wanted to make 10K a month. I didn't want to hang out with friends more than I wanted to make 10K a month. I didn't want a girlfriend more than I wanted 10K a month. So what do you think happened? I got to 10K a fucking month. I eventually got there. Do you really think if your one desire in life was to run a marathon, you wouldn't be able to do it? If for the next 3 months your goal was to run 42 kilometers, you trained every day, you recovered, you did everything in your power to run that far, that you couldn't do it? Of course you would, because it's all you want. That's the power of intention. When your focus is locked in and your actions align with your goal, success is inevitable. That's why it's so important to set in your mind the goal and the definite purpose of attainment. Sure, you can still do all the things I listed above, but you're not going to go at it with all you got. It's like if you wanted to run the marathon, but at the same time you were drinking, eating like shit, all the stuff like that. On the day of the marathon, you're going to flunk. You may complete it in the end, but not in the time you want. Just like if you're not putting in all your efforts into achieving your financial goals, you may still achieve it, but it's certainly not as likely. So here's a little action plan for you guys to actually giving yourself a definiteness of purpose and a proper desire. Obviously, you guys have joined this because you've chosen organic dropshipping, which it's a good business model. It works, but it's up to you. So I want you guys to set yourself a goal. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Don't just say, I want lots of money. Be specific. Say, I want to make 100K a month from organic dropshipping with 3 winning products. Something like that. Whatever your goal is, just adjust it to what it is. Step 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Time, money, relationships, energy, etc. Remember this, guys. You can never get something from nothing. It's the law of the universe. What you put in, you'll get out. You can never get something from nothing. Set a definite date in which you intend to attain the money you desire. This will add urgency and make your goal feel real and achievable. For example, for me, back in last year, I knew I needed to make a lot of money because I wanted to drop out of school. And the only way to convince my mum that I wanted to drop out of school was if I made some real fuck you money. So I set myself a goal of making $100,000 before the end of the year. And this was in September. 100,000 profit in October, November, December, and 3 months, which is a pretty ambitious goal if I think about it now. But I had a definiteness of purpose. I set my date. I knew exactly how I was going to get there. I set myself a goal I set the specific goal of 100K in 3 months. I set a definite date, a deadline, because I wanted to drop out of school, and I knew if I hadn't made that money, then I wouldn't be able to drop out of school, because I would have to show the money, be like, Mum, I can do this, and I can do this consistently, and when I want, if I put in the work. This is an actual business, and I can actually make it consistent. Step 4 is to create a clear plan on how you're going to achieve your goal, and I'm going to show you guys this in the next module. Step 5 is to write these all on paper and read it every day, at least twice a day. The more you focus on it, the more it becomes ingrained in your mind. Keep it in front of you and let it become part of your daily routine. Read it every day, day and night, because the more you read it, the more it's going to be, you're feeding it into your subconscious mind. Like I said before, your environment, your inputs, you're inputting your goal constantly into your brain. You're inputting the plan, the desire, the definite date, what you intend to give. Every day you're going to be inputting that. What do you think you're going to start to be thinking about? You're going to start to think about your goal a lot more. And then those thoughts are going to eventually lead to you having a desire, a true desire, a definite of purpose to achieve your goal, which will then lead to intention. You know you're going to achieve it, which will then lead to you taking the right action. So, becoming money conscious. I got a term, I like to call it money consciousness. It's when you're set on something and your goal of making 10K a month, for example, and you've got everything set up and your brain is just on a money conscious. You're thinking about money all the time. It's your one goal. If you really desire something, you'll become so obsessed with it that you'll convince yourself you will have it. That's what I mean by to be money conscious. It's about thinking about your goal constantly, acting in alignment with that goal, and believing it's already yours. If you truly desire money so much that your desire becomes an obsession, you will have no difficulty in convincing yourself that you will acquire it. We'll go into the whole concept of believing it's already yours later in this module. Once your desire becomes an obsession, you'll stop doubting. The more you immerse yourself in this mindset, the more you'll find opportunities and actions that align with your goal. Success becomes an outcome of your thoughts and actions. Okay. We're going to do how to create your plan on the next module. So once again, good job, guys. Keep watching. keep taking notes, keep learning, and get ready to create your goal/action planner. Okay, here is how you create your plan, guys. I just want to say this is the exact steps I use to create my plan to make 100K in 3 months, and it worked. So here it goes. For a plan to be effective, you need to be able to see the steps. Once you see the steps, it instantly becomes possible. It's like climbing a mountain. If someone said, go climb that mountain, you would look at it and think, where the fuck do I start? But if you looked over at the mountain and you could see the track going to the top, all you got to do is follow the path to the top. You see the path and it instantly seems so much more possible, guys. Look at this. This is the mountain, no path. Imagine someone said, go get to the top of that. You would think, okay, how the fuck am I going to get there? I'm here, I got to get there. This seems impossible. Here's the mountain with the track. You are here. Someone says, go climb that mountain. You can see the whole track in front of you, the whole path. All you got to do is say, oh, that's easy. All I got to do is go that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, and then I'll get to the top. All right, I'll do that. The path is already there. It's been there forever. You just have to discover it. Once you have your goal and you have followed the steps above, you need to actually create a plan. So here is how. How to make a plan. Step 1. Identify all the resources you already have. Start by listing everything you currently have that could help you achieve your goal. This could be money, resources, skills, or even connections. The key is to identify what you already have that can accelerate your progress, so you don't waste time thinking you're starting from scratch. Look for things like past experience, skills, time, or resources that can give you an advantage. These are assets that can push you closer to your goal. For example, if you're dropshipping and you're a teenager like I was, you've got all the time you have after school. So you've got hours to put into this. That's a resource. You have skills. Say, for example, you used to edit some videos when you were like 12 years old. Okay, you've got some skills in editing. Okay, I can edit a video. Past experience. Say you've done it could be anything, guys. It could be you got a bit of sales experience, so you know a little bit of psychology behind sales. Website designing. Maybe you've designed a website before, so you know how to do that side of things. These will all help you. Step 2, break down your goal into mini goals. Split your big goals into smaller goals, actionable steps. Mini goals keep you focused and motivated, making the big goal feel more achievable. Set clear, specific milestones to track your progress. For example, what I mean by this is I have my big goal of making 100K in 3 months, and my little goal was to just find my first winner to get there. That's a little goal. The next little goal would be make 10K. And the next little goal would be find 3 winning products, okay? So these are goals that break down the big goal, the big goal. And again, it makes the path more visible. So now you can start to see the tracks to the mountain. You can start to make out kind of, okay, these are the steps I got to do to get there. I got to find 3 winning products. I got to go viral. I got to make a website. These are the steps. And then after that, you create actionable steps. So in your day, you'll start to plan your day and you'll say, okay, my mini goal is to find 3 winning products. Okay, what are the steps I got to do? I got to start doing product research to find the products. I got to start making videos. I got to film 3 videos today. I got to do 3 hours of product research today. I got to do, see, it becomes so much more visible. And then once you see it from a bird's eye view, you can really start to see, okay, all I got to do is do this much product research till I find this much products, and then I make this much videos before I go viral, and then once I go viral, I'll make the sales. And then it becomes so much more easier. So step 3 is, like I said, plan your day around the tasks you have to do. Treat each task like a meeting with yourself, prioritizing the most important actions that move you closer to your goal first. These are what I call money-making tasks. Instead of wasting your time on non-money making tasks, you want to be spending all your time on the tasks that are only gonna solely make you money. The Google Calendar guide is below. I made a YouTube video on this over a year ago, I think now. So back in the day in the trenches, but that's linked below if you guys want to see what I use. plan my day. So the step 4 is to visualize your success daily. Like I said, we're going to go over this. I have a whole module on this later, but here's a brief overview. You're going to spend a few minutes each day visualizing your success in detail. The clearer your vision, the stronger your belief and commitment. Visualization helps your mind align with your goal and attract opportunities. This may not make sense, but I promise you guys, like I said before, it will, and after you finish the course. You now have a burning desire and a plan to obtain what you want. Now let's dive into some deeper levels of conditioning, so it's embedded in your mind. Become the guy that can make 10 to 20, 50, 100K a month. Do this by taking small steps of action. Go do hard shit right now. You can become the guy who does this by doing shit that a higher version of yourself would do. Set in your mind, use your imagination, and think, what would my best self look like, or what would I look like and do if I were the guy that could make $1 million in a month? The whole idea is you need to become the guy that has achieved your goal already. And if you can convince yourself that you are the guy that has achieved your goal, then your brain's going to start to look for ways to affirm that to yourself. So if you believe that you are a 10K a month person, then your brain's going to start to try to find ways to affirm that to itself by taking the actions that a 10K a month person would do. Don't worry, we'll dive into all of this in the next module, guys. So that's how you create your plan. Go create your plan. We may have a template below, a proper template, so you can actually create a plan. But I recommend you guys actually write it down on a notebook or something, or maybe a whiteboard, and have it so you can see it every day, because it's important to read it to yourself every day. I have a notebook right next to me here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it basically has all my goals for this year. I read through that every morning. It also has all the actions I think a person that makes $1 million would do, because that's my goal this year, to make $1 million. And I read that out to myself every morning and night to just reaffirm to myself that I am that person. So then my brain looks for ways to affirm that by taking action, and then eventually the action will turn into me actually achieving the goal. Hope this all makes sense, guys. Like I said, it'll make sense in the end. Guys, the subconscious mind. This is where everything is entered into your mind, all your inputs, your environment, and this is where it is all the magic happens, where your brain, your subconscious mind, chooses what to take in and what to believe, and subconscious mind ends up choosing your worldviews in a way. So this is a little graph of the subconscious mind that I found on Google, and you guys can see this is like a body here. I really need a mouse. This is like ugly, but this is a body here, and this is the mind. Because in this, anyway, it says it here. Body is much smaller in this model, as it's just a mechanical shell driven by the mind. And the mind is split up into two parts. The conscious is what people call the mind, the conscious mind. The subconscious and the subconscious, which is what people call the soul often. Soul and the mind, or the heart and the mind. And all information is consumed by the mind through the 5 senses: what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. The mind has 2 parts, the conscious and the subconscious, like I said. Information is consumed by the conscious mind, the logical mind. Your brain is always trying to be logical, and you really rarely listen to the subconscious, because the conscious always thinks it knows more. All thoughts get deposited into the subconscious mind, emotional mind. So all your thoughts are then, your subconscious mind's like a sponge. It's absorbed everything, what you see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and then your conscious mind decides whether to let it through and accept that it's a reality or not. So for example, the subconscious, your parents will say, it's impossible to make 10K a month. That'll go into your subconscious mind through hearing, and your conscious will either decide, let's listen to what they say and just accept it, or it'll start to think, maybe she's wrong. Anyway, let's actually get into the source here. So, constant influence. Your subconscious mind is always at work, absorbing everything you see and hear. It shapes your thoughts, feelings, and actions without you even realizing it. For example, if you believe I can't make 10K a month, your actions will align with that belief. And your consciousness will actually look for ways to affirm that belief. So if your subconscious believes it's impossible to make 10K a month, then your mind will affirm that by looking for ways to see it's not possible. They'll look at your parents and say they didn't do it, so it's not possible. Whereas if you believe I can make 10K a month, if your subconscious mind believes that it can make 10K a month, then your conscious mind will look for ways to affirm that belief to itself by looking at maybe all the people online. Your conscious mind will see me online and say, no, he did it, so that means it is possible. And it won't take that for a reality. 2, the role of the conscious mind. The conscious mind acts as a gatekeeper, deciding which information gets passed to the subconscious. It either accepts or rejects external influences. Impacts of your environment. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your subconscious. The people around you, the media you consume, and your daily experiences all contribute to your beliefs. Negative influences will lead to negative beliefs, while positive influences help form empowering beliefs. Like I said before, negative influence would be your parents saying it's impossible to make 10K a month. Positive influence would be me telling you guys, and you listening to me saying, no, it is possible. And that'll help you form empowering beliefs and thoughts. The mindful input. Your subconscious picks up information through the 5 senses. What you hear, which is conversations, music, podcasts, social media. Kind of went over this in environment, but this is just to embed it in your mind even further. So what you see, the people around you, the media you consume, vision boards, and what you feel, smell, and taste. These sensations are influences to your mind and emotions. These sensations also influence your mind and emotions. Big thing is food, guys. If you guys are eating like shit, you're going to feel like shit. So eat good food. These inputs directly shape your thoughts, beliefs, and eventually your actions, and your actions eventually shape your reality, your goals, and whatnot. Positive versus negative influences. I want you guys to replace all your negative influences with positive ones. Instead of consuming content that doesn't align with your goals, seek material that helps you grow and move closer to your objectives. Guys, if you're still watching Mr. Beast, Kai Cenat, all this bullshit, if you're scrolling on TikTok, watching TikTok trends, watching girls shake their ass on TikTok, stop that shit now. Guys, I'm telling you, stop consuming negative influences. It just eats away at your brain. Input everything to be positive. If you're going to watch Reels, at least make sure your Reels page is filled with inspiring, motivating content that actually pushes you further towards your goals. First step is watching videos like this. So good job, guys. But actually be on guard with what you are inputting into your subconscious mind. You control your inputs. You have control over what goes into your subconscious. Before consuming anything, ask yourself, is this helping me grow or pulling me back? So do that every time even you're just having a conversation with someone you know, maybe your teacher at school, or maybe your auntie or cousin. Even if you're just having a conversation with them, just ask yourself, before you accept anything they say, just ask yourself, is accepting this as a reality actually going to help me achieve my goals, or is it just going to pull me back? Or is it neutral? It doesn't really matter. Obviously, then it doesn't matter. But in one way or another, it will be either negative or positive. The goal. Recreate yourself. By consistently feeding your subconscious with empowering and positive influences, you'll change your mindset and beliefs, ultimately recreating yourself. Here's a quote I like. Weeds will grow in abundance if the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown there. And this means, what they mean by seeds of more desirable crops are not sown there, which is your positive influences. If your positive influences are not being injected into your mind, and you don't know about the subconscious mind, you don't know this stuff, eventually your subconscious mind always working. And it doesn't matter if you knew or not, your subconscious mind was working since you were a child. And if you don't actually try to influence yourself in a positive way, and if you don't take notes to anything, then eventually weeds will grow in abundance. Negative thoughts, negative influences will grow in abundance, and you'll just accept that without realizing. That's a little bit of a technical quote to break down, but if you understand that, it does work well. Now, this one is probably going to be my favorite module and the most effective module. I had to put it in this order because it makes the most sense in this order. But this is what I honestly think is one of the most important things. How to mold your reality. Reprogram yourself. You guys see this image? This is an image of a statue carving itself. It's breaking off the stuff it doesn't need and carving itself into a beautiful, muscular body. This is what you guys need to do with your mind. Take out all the negative and reshape your beliefs into positive, inspiring, and beautiful, muscular thoughts. Obviously, not actually like muscular, but you guys know what I mean. Become your dream self. To achieve your goal, to achieve your end goal, you need to become the person who has already achieved it. There is a version of you that has already achieved everything you want. To achieve that goal, all you got to do is become the person who has achieved it and do what they would do. The art of self-transformation. Your identity is a construct. Your current character is nothing more than a collection of your beliefs, habits, and past experiences. The way you see yourself isn't how everyone else sees you. Everyone has their own idea of who you are. Some may see you as a shy person. Some may see you as an outgoing, extrovert, introvert, ambitious, lazy, or fucking fill in the rest, etc. The point is, you have to have no fixed character, and that's the beauty of it, guys. You have the choice to change your own character. Your identity is not fixed. It's only a big conjunction of everything you've consumed. And you have the choice to shape your new character, your new reality. If you want to be a superhero, you have that choice. If you want to be a 6-figure organic dropshipper like I did, you have that choice. You shape your reality by the influences and inputs you put into your subconscious mind. Your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. Read that again. Your thoughts create your reality. As you already know, every thought you think sends signals to your subconscious mind, which then influences your actions and the results you get. If you constantly think, I'm never gonna be rich, your subconscious will work to prove you right. If you think, I'm making 10K a month, your subconscious will look for ways to make that a reality, and your external world is just a reflection of your internal world. Your external world is just an influence, a reflection of your internal world. So what is your world and your mind in contrast will be a reflection to your external world. So if your mind is full of shit, you're most likely going to be hanging around with shit people and doing shit things. Your internal world is your external world. So you have to embody the new you. Transformation isn't just about thinking differently. It's about acting differently. You must embody the version of yourself that already has what you want. If you want to be financially successful, ask yourself, how does a successful person think? Fuck off, Google Calendar. I'm busy. Sorry, guys. You have to ask yourself, how does a successful person think? How do they act? And how do they spend their time? Then start doing those things now, guys. Truly think to yourself, what is the person who achieved my goals doing? What would they do? For example, my goal is to make $1 million this year. So what is that guy doing? He's building a brand. He's building his personal brand. He's helping others along the way and making money off it. Yes, I'm making money off you guys because you bought this course, but I'm helping others along the way because what you put into the universe comes back at you. What is your dream, your desired in your future self that has achieved your goals? What would they do? Ask yourself that and start doing it. How to break your old patterns. Your current character is reinforced by habits, routines, and any thought or action you do throughout your day. If you always procrastinate, if you always doubt yourself, or you never keep your word, you're running on autopilot. To transform, you must consciously disrupt these patterns. Wake up earlier, push past fear, and take different actions. And this just means to stop doing what your future self is not doing. Is the person who achieved all your goals really sitting down and just jerking off? No, they're probably not. So that's what you shouldn't do if you want to become your future self that's achieved your goals. The role of the subconscious mind. 95% of what you do is controlled by your subconscious. Your subconscious is programmed by repetition. The only way to create lasting change is to consistently feed it new inputs, affirmations, and visualizations, and eventually action over time. Over time, your subconscious will start working for you instead of against you. So start the change now. Like I said before, monitor your inputs. Only listen to positive reinforcing music, podcasts, and books, and all of the above. The power of decision and intention. Transformation happens when you make a firm decision to change. Wishing for something doesn't work. True change comes when you decide you will have it, act without doubt, and move with certainty. Dreams don't come true. Your goals and your visualizations and your intentions come true. Not dreams, not wishful thinking, not sitting on your ass and not taking action is what I mean. Dreams don't come true. You can dream all you want, but unless you act with intention, it does not come true. Okay, guys, this is where we get into some more of the what most people will think is more bullshit, but it's because they don't actually realize what is manifestation, what is visualizing, what are affirmations. A lot of people have this expectation of like, oh, manifestation is bullshit. It can't, just sitting and wishing for something is not going to make it happen. And they're right, because sitting and wishing for something is not going to make it happen. You have to have intention. But it's not to say that the tools of visualization and affirmation can't assist your mindset and your subconscious and influence your subconscious to actually think of ways to solve your problems and benefit and basically get to your manifest your goal into physical realization quicker. So visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a tool to reprogram your subconscious and align your mind with success. When I set my goal of making $100,000 a month, I didn't just think about it occasionally. I saw it, felt it, and experienced it in my mind every day. I imagined my bank balance showing six figures. I felt the excitement of 5K days. I saw the things I would buy. I heard the Shopify notifications of money coming in my sleep. I was dreaming about it. This wasn't just positive thinking, it was mental conditioning. I conditioned myself to all of this. And this is why affirmations and visualizations are so useful, because you are constantly injecting the positive thoughts into your mind of you and believing them, of you achieving your goal, achieving your success, but it only works if you involve emotion. Okay, that was a bit of a split, but what I was getting across is it's so useful because, like I said before, about all the environment inputs, and if you're constantly visualizing yourself being the man, just achieving your goals, putting in the work, all the future things you're going to buy, and it's just all positive thoughts going into your mind, and eventually you'll just believe that that's going to be your reality soon enough. But like I said, it only works if you involve true emotion into it. And this is where most people get it wrong. Most people believe manifestation is just repeating affirmations like, I will make 100K a month, I will make 100K a month. And obviously, no matter how many times you repeat that to yourself, it's not going to become true. Plain, unemotional words don't influence the subconscious. Emotion does. Your subconscious mind only absorbs what is backed by strong feelings. That's why affirmations and visualizations only work if you engage your 5 senses. Your subconscious mind responds to sensory experiences when visualizing. So ask yourself, what does success look like? Picture the exact number in your bank account. What does it look like? Just picture 100K cash in your hand. What does that look like? What does that feel like, holding 100K cash in your hand? What does it smell like? What do the notes smell like? The scent of a new fresh car or a new business office. What does it sound like? The Shopify notification. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Imagine that going off while you're at the gym or something. Just imagine these scenarios in your mind of just like the Shopify notification just spamming and while you're in class or something. Everyone just looking at you thinking, holy shit, this guy's making money. Imagine the feeling you'll feel when everyone's thinking that. What does it taste like? What meals will you be able to buy with the money you have? What I like to do the car visualization of visualizing your dream car. I did this a lot. I'm doing this a lot at the moment because I'm planning to actually get my dream car pretty soon, BMW M4 competition, and I've been visualizing it for the last few months. I literally put a picture next to my bed of it, so I constantly was thinking about it. Of that BMW M4, I imagined scenarios of me driving to the gym, and putting my foot down, hearing the sound of the car, feeling the G-force when it pushes me back, imagining the feeling of people's look from my school when they see me driving an M4 comp. Everything, you imagine it, visualize it so vividly that your mind is fully convinced it's gonna happen. This is how you program your subconscious to expect success. The same way you suddenly start noticing a specific car everywhere when you want it. Your mind will start spotting opportunities that align with your goal. This is like the yellow car theory. If someone gave you $100 every time you saw a yellow car, you would start to see a lot more yellow fucking cars. So this is why we visualize. It's because if it's constantly on your mind and you're constantly thinking about it, you'll be able to spot new opportunities that align with your goal. Do you understand now? It's as simple as just the yellow car theory. But just visualizing the outcome alone won't get you there. It can be a tool to assist you there, but just that alone won't get you there. Most people fail because they only visualize the outcome and not the process. I didn't just imagine having 100K a month. I imagined myself earning it. Every day I saw myself posting videos and going viral, planning hours of my content, late nights, early morning, analyzing my content, just working every day. What can I do better? This works, this doesn't. Okay, we'll do more of this. This is the key. Your subconscious needs to believe you are the kind of person who takes the necessary actions. So you need to visualize not just the what you're going to buy and the outcomes in the future, but how you're actually going to get there. Visualize yourself finishing this course and visualize yourself all the knowledge you'll learn from this course. Visualize yourself using the knowledge from this course. Visualize yourself from using this knowledge to then achieving your first viral video, and then visualize yourself making more viral videos and analyzing your content. It all works. It's all relatively simple. It's just you got to visualize. The mind's influence loop. Everything in life follows this cycle. External influence, outside influence, music, podcasts, goes into the conscious mind through the 5 senses, into the subconscious mind, which then your subconscious mind either accepts it as true or false, so either discards it or accepts it. If it accepts it, then you start to think about it, either subconsciously or consciously. And then your thoughts then lead to emotions, and your emotions lead to actions, and your actions lead to results. This is literally the law of the universe. This is how it works, our minds work. A caveman smells food, external influence. His subconscious mind registers hunger, emotion. The hunger drives him to hunt, which is the action. He catches an animal and eats, which is his result. Now apply this to making money. You visualize 100K in your bank account. External influence. Your subconscious mind registers wealth as possible. Thought. You feel motivated to take action. Emotion. You work hard and execute your plan. Action. You, in the end, make money, which is the results. If your subconscious is filled with thoughts like money is hard to make or I'll never be rich, it will guide your actions towards keeping those beliefs true. Your job is to flood your subconscious mind with success-based inputs. How to apply this immediately? Create a dream filter. This is what I like to call filters. I read this in a book recently and applied it to my life, and it instantly made visualizing so much easier. So I want you guys to visualize your goal with intense sensory details daily. I already said that, but experience it as if it's real. Use an action filter. Picture yourself taking the necessary steps to reach your goal. Imagine the work, not just the reward. So what I like to call a filter is a specific scenario imagine. For me, it was like the BMW one. I imagine myself in my BMW, driving to the gym, putting my foot down, feeling all the emotions, the senses through the 5 senses, and imagine it in my day. That's the filter. I just play that over in my mind a few times a day, and I just put it over in my mind. That's why it's called a filter. I think in the book it was called a slide, and it's working. I mean, I'm literally probably going to get my dream car in the next month. So yeah. Control your inputs. Hold on, we'll go back to action filter. So the same thing with the BMW, but the BMW is a dream filter. It's something that hasn't actually happened. Is the outcome of my actions. An action filter is a filter of you visualizing you putting in the actions. So it's picturing yourself taking the necessary steps to reach your goal. Control your inputs. When you see, hear, and consume shapes, what you see, hear, and consume shapes your beliefs. Surround yourself with success-driven influences. Affirm with emotion. Empty words don't work. Feel your affirmations. Make them feel real with sensory engagement. Imagine hearing, feeling, tasting, touching in your visualizations. Be consistent. Repetition is key. Your subconscious learns through constant reinforcement. Visualization isn't magic, it's psychology. The reason so many people fail at manifestation is because they never program their subconscious correctly. They don't visualize, they don't add emotion, and they don't focus on action, only the result. They sit in their bed and think, I'm going to make 100K a month, I'm going to make 100K a month, I'm going to make 100K a month. But then they never actually really picture what that looks like. Your mind will only guide you towards what it believes is possible. If you visualize with emotion and reinforce it with action, you will start thinking, acting, and making decisions like someone who earns 100K a month. That's when the results start to show. Actionable steps. You want to use things that will bring the most emotion. I recommend writing down exactly what achieving your goal will feel like and then tell ChatGPT to write you a script to evoke emotion, telling ChatGPT your exact goals. Then record yourself saying this and then put it with a 532 Hz frequency in the background. And if you want to go one step further, you can even download videos of things like your dream car, house, girlfriend, and play that video in the background of your affirmations. So this is like an actual thing you'll listen to each morning and night to just get it in your mind. I'll play an example right now of my affirmation from a few months ago that I was listening to achieve 100K a month. am making $20,000 a month in consistent revenue by March 17th, my birthday. Every day I see myself achieving this goal. I feel it, I believe it, and I know it's already mine. I dedicate all my time and effort to my businesses. Okay, you guys get the point. Now I want you guys to make it yourself. Make your own affirmation. Taking action and overcoming obstacles. Because mindset is great, but unless you use it, it doesn't mean shit. You could watch this whole course, take notes, and think you're doing really well, but if you don't actually apply the things I've taught you, then nothing will change. And the only way to actually take action and actually follow your word is to build discipline and willpower. So here's how to build it. Discipline. Discipline is being able to do what you said you were going to do regardless of external circumstances. I'm going to go to the gym today. It starts raining and you don't have a way to get here. An undisciplined person will say, oh well, it's raining so I can't go anymore. Whereas a disciplined person will pack a bag with a towel and a change of clothes, run to the gym, do what he said he was going to do regardless of the circumstances. He doesn't care if it's raining. He said he was going to go to the gym, so that means he's going to go to the gym. If you say you're going to record 10 videos today for your dropshipping product, record 10 videos a day. Don't go to sleep until you actually do it. You have to build trust in your words. The only way to build discipline is this, by simply doing things you actually don't want to do. You can start off by doing small things and then build your way up. But if you're really about it and you think you have what it takes, then run a fucking marathon, guys. I highly recommend everyone run a marathon with no training, because if you start to do hard shit and condition yourself to doing hard things, everything becomes easier. Because you look back on that and relate it to anything you do in the future and think this ain't shit compared to when I ran a marathon. You look back, you run a marathon, and then nothing is harder than running that marathon, the pain that you felt when you ran that marathon. So that means when you look back and you go to wake up in the morning to film 5 videos, you can say to yourself, I achieved the marathon, why can't I achieve recording 5 videos? See what I mean, guys? I mean, you don't have to run a marathon. You could go get in the cage, get punched, do a 12-round fight if you want. I mean, just do something. Start to do hard things. You can start easy by just even just doing the hard thing in general, like record 5 videos. Just start doing what you said you were going to do. Imagine what you were capable of if you can go out and run 42 kilometers without quitting. You will gain 5 years of wisdom from running a marathon without training. You go through 5 years worth of emotions, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, every emotion you can think of over 5 years, all drawn into a 4 to 8 hour period. Literally everything has been easy since I ran a marathon without training, so I highly recommend it. When a man can no longer use his hands and feet, he usually begins to use his brain. Thus, he puts himself in the way of discovering the power of his own mind. Once you have built the habit of discipline, it's going to be pretty hard to break it. So remember, discipline is the foundation for everything, because it's the foundation for taking action, and without action, you don't get the results. Learning from your failures. It's important that you actually reflect on your failures, guys, and actually learn from them. This one is just as important as everything. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. All of what I said doesn't matter unless you're actually learning from when you fail. Failure is the best thing, because with enough failures, you will eventually find success. Failures are a blessing, guys. I'm grateful for every single failure I've came across in my journey so far, because it taught me the lessons that I needed to learn to progress further in business and life in general. Every adversity brings with it a seed of an equivalent advantage, but it's up to the person to look for that advantage. Most failure isn't failure, it's just temporary defeat. Think back to times you have failed and now look back on it and say, I'm glad that happened, because if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today. Every decision you have made has shaped where you are today. How you react to your failures will determine where you are today. Start to realize that there is good in every bad, like the yin and yang, and that nothing is bad or good in the scale of time. Think of the little Chinese boy story. The little Chinese boy story is basically, it's this Chinese boy and something really good happens to him. For example, he lives on this farm or something, and basically he gets a horse for his birthday. No, he finds a horse in the forest or something, and he comes back to town with the horse, and everyone's saying, "Wow, oh my God, this was so great! You found a horse. That's so good for you, and you tamed it. I mean, whatever." But then the kid falls off the horse and breaks his arm. Everyone's saying, "No, this is terrible. This is the worst thing that could happen. Oh, if you shouldn't have found that horse because you broke your arm." The next day, the military roll in, going to war. They're recruiting all men, but he can't go to war because he's got a broken arm. Now everyone's saying, "Oh my God, this is so good. You don't have to go to war because you got a broken arm," even though yesterday they were saying it's the worst thing in the world. The point of the story is that in perspective of time, nothing is good or bad. You may fail now, but in the future, you'll look back on the failure and think, "Oh my God, that was so good, because if I didn't fail at that, this would have never happened, and I wouldn't have gotten this." See what I mean? So relate failure to good things. Think of a time in your life where you failed and now that turned into something good. I'm sure you can think of one example. The yin and the yang, guys. It's the good and the bad. You need the failure to find the success. Taking responsibility. Everything is your fault. The moment you realize everything is your fault is the moment you can take back control of your life and live how you want to live. I want you to start realizing everything is your fault. Literally everything. Why? Because if everything is your fault, then you have the power to influence everything in your life and live how you want to live. You no longer rely on other people because everything is your fault. So that way, the way you react to things is how you can feel about your life. Success compounds, guys. Success often has a snowball effect. It's always hard to get started, but once you get some momentum, it just keeps on piling. It does not stop. Once you start to get success, it's important not to let that momentum slow down, because once you lose it, it's hard to get going again. People often talk about downward spirals of misery. Something bad happens, and it just keeps getting worse. The opposite is also true. There are upward spirals of success, all started by one small win. So remember, you don't need to make $100 billion straight away. All it takes is just one first sale to actually build that small bit of confidence. Small wins, but build confidence. Confidence leads to more action. More action leads to bigger wins. Bigger wins create unstoppable momentum. With each bit of success you achieve, you will become more confident in your abilities and in yourself. Guys, this module is on the law of detachment. And this is one of my favorite laws, probably my favorite law in the whole universe, because this law brings me so much clarity and ease that I know that everything's going to be all right, no matter what. The law of attachment is about letting go of the worry, letting go of the stress. Fucking helicopter went over me. What I was saying is, by now, if you have understood this mindset shift I've tried to convey in this course, you already know you're going to succeed. Hopefully you guys do. You already know your exact outcome. You just have to catch up to that timeline. You fully know that you're going to achieve your goals, hopefully, by now. It's just a matter of time, right? So, this analogy will help you kind of let go and accept that you will achieve your goal, and there's no point stressing over it, because in the end you're going to achieve it. So this will help a lot of you guys with that anxiety, overthinkers. So here it is. If you went to a slot machine and you knew there was a 100% chance of winning within the first 1,000 slots, would you be worried if you didn't win on the first one? No, because you know it's in time it will come. You would just grab a chair to relax, but you would keep on pulling that lever. You keep taking action, assuming your failures each time until the small wins compound into big wins, and then the big wins compound into even bigger wins. Let yourself have success. Think about something simply like breathing air. You don't have to force it. You just let it happen naturally because you know it's already yours. The air is abundant. Now apply the same concept to success. Stop wanting and start allowing. Instead of craving something so desperately Act as if it is already given. When you chase something too hard, you create resistance. When you let yourself have it, it flows effortlessly into your life. If you guys go around with the mindset that I have to, you may have a mindset like I have to achieve my goal. It's gonna be, which is good, right? I have to achieve my goal. It's is a good mindset in a way to have. But if you put too much importance into it, then you're just gonna become stressed and worry about it, and you're gonna put too much importance into it. And in life, there's balance forces. It's like Icarus. The story of Icarus. He flew too close to the sun and his wings got burnt off. It's a Greek mythology story. Just as good things compound and eventually balance forces act and something bad happens, it's the same with bad things. If you constantly put so much importance into achieving your goals, I'm going to achieve it, then eventually balanced forces will act in a way that you don't achieve your goal. So instead of forcing it, just let it flow. Know you will achieve it eventually. And just go and do the actions to achieve it. Know in your mind that it's going to happen eventually, guys. And allow yourself to achieve that success, because success is abundant like air. Stop acting like a beggar. If someone throws a ball at you, you catch it. You don't stand there with your hands behind your back wishing for it. Life works the same way. Success is already coming your way, but if you keep blocking it with doubt, fear, and desperation, you'll never catch it. Detach from the outcome, keep taking action, and let it come to you, boys. That is the complete mindset course. If you watched it on run, good job, boys. Because I hope you guys found that saucy. I know learning this mindset stuff changed my life, and I know it can change yours too. And remember, don't obsess over the goal. Detach. Know it's yours, just like air. You have the right to achieve success, and no one can take that from you, just as you have the right to achieve air. So don't get too worried if it doesn't happen too quick, because know in your mind that eventually you will achieve it. I know this year that I'll eventually make $1 million. But even if I don't, I know it's not the end of the world, because I will get it. I'll try again. I'll learn from my failures, and I'll eventually achieve it. So I hope this course has really helped you guys, because I spent quite a while writing all this down and gathering the info. But now it's up to you guys to actually take the action. Good job, boys. This is the foundation. Mindset is the foundation of everything. With all this knowledge equipped, you can achieve anything you want in life now, if you truly took in everything. So keep going, boys.